Hi everybody, my name is AJ Timbs, and welcome back to the DenofTimbs, or I should say Horror House Media. Yes, that's right. The old username's coming back this year, as much as the DenofTimbs name is staying around. That's going to be the user handle, but I decided I was going to bring back my old username as well. The old channel logo, because I really missed being called Horror House Media, despite the fact that so many people call me Horror House Media, which is, by the way, I just kind of correct all those people. It's Horror House Media, not Horror House Media. It's just, I know I just got myself demonetized right off the bat before I even started, but I just felt like I needed to correct that. In case anybody can't figure out how to pronounce it, it's pronounced Horror House Media. DenofTimbs is staying around, but that's going to be the user handle. It's going to be the more behind-the-scenes name. Anyways, to get back to the main topic of this, I know the title says epic or trash, and I know I said I was going to retire the show, but some fans of mine, especially a good buddy, a co-worker of mine, his name is RJ, he's from Game News USA, go check him out. He decided to post in the Discord server the video where Kino Casino exposed how they snaked DSP, and he wanted my opinion. He wanted to know what I thought. So, RJ, I'm going to give you my thoughts and my opinions about it, and for the rest of you audience members, you're going to see it as well. But first, before we go any further, make sure you hit that like button, you hit the share button, and you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you ring the bell so that way you can get updated on all future uploads, including new drum covers, this show, which is semi-retired, and my brand new show, which is Tim's Tech Talk, which is every Friday at 6 or 7 p.m. So make sure you're there. So, I'm going to take a little swig of my Pepsi, and we're going to start with DSP's side of the story and kind of hear what he has to say before we listen to what Kino Casino has to say. And by the end of this video, I'm going to explain to you my opinion whether or not if I thought what Kino Casino did was an epic move or was a trash move. Was it epic or trash? Like the title of the video. Also, a special shout out to Snort Hogan. Without Snort Hogan, there's no way I would have been able to make this video, so special shout out to him. Let's go ahead and start the video.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Snort, snort, snort. Hogan. Snort, snort. I got the drip.
A day when I think we can actually all breathe a big sigh of relief, because today is a day that is the end of drama. What I mean by that is the official, nonsensical Kino Casino.
Oh, I forgot. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to speed him up because I forget that they tend to speak kind of slow, so my apologies there. Let's continue the video.
Ended. It is, we saw what happened over the course of the last several weeks to this week. The truth has been exposed, even though not by the person who actually claims to expose truth, but by me. And so we will get back to some normalcy and some good stuff. Not drama, but fun content around here, which is great. Not to say that I was engaged with a lot of drama. That's why it all came to this, quite frankly. I would sit here and explain to you all the full situation, but I explained it all on today's Level 1 podcast. So I strongly recommend you go over there and you watch that show if you want to know what's going on. But in a nutshell, PPP went too far, continued to talk drama, insulting me and my family members. I drew the line and said, stop. He didn't. So I cut him off and said, I'm done with you. And he just basically went nuts today, losing his mind, going completely uncontrolled, acting like a fool, as happens with these people, right? When they lose control of a situation that they thought they fully had control of, they don't. I'm not under anyone's thumb. I never have been, okay? And so, all that being said, today on the podcast, we had a ton of attendance and engagement and all of that. But I left it at that, and I said, I'm not going to insult this guy. We're not going to do anything toxic or negative. Instead, we're just going to move on positively and ignore all the nonsense, despite the fact he texted me threatening DMs on X and said awful things about me on X, and then he went on a show tonight and talked shit about me. I mean, his whole day was about me. Meanwhile, I was just doing my thing, just like I always do, making positive content for the internet, and it went really well. So let's talk about that, shall we? First stream of the day after the podcast was Suikoden
So he talks about how he makes a lot of positive content. He does a lot of this so-called Mr. Rogers style entertainment, but in reality, none of it's really Mr. Rogers entertainment. If I'm going to be dead honest with you, it's far from it. Honestly, it really is far from it. The other thing I am going to say also is, so far from what he's talking about, because he's giving a brief synopsis. Obviously, I'm not playing you the full hour-plus long podcast talking about it, because then we would be stuck here all day. I wanted to give you like the cliff notes of what he did. Because the thing about it is, so far from his perspective, it seems pretty reasonable. You talked a lot of shit about somebody's wife that wasn't involved in the drama. You kept dragging your name to the mud, and he finally got sick and tired and said, "Fuck it, I don't have to have you on the show. I can do it by myself." Which is totally reasonable in my opinion. It's not unreasonable to not be like, I'm gonna defend my family. Lord knows I've been in those shoes before as far as that's concerned. But however, I still kind of question it a little bit. I kind of wonder, maybe he might be lying just a little bit. Maybe he might be manipulating the truth. I really don't believe him on the positive content stuff. I've watched it. It's boring as hell. If I wanted to watch boring content, I would just paint my wall back here and watch it dry. I'm sure I can come up with a more entertaining story that way. But anyways, let's kind of get back to it.
One, remake. A good 2 hours of content, advancing the plot, going to a whole new area of the map, recruiting a whole bunch of people, rescuing some people in a town that were being attacked by the Imperials, and then heading into the part of the game where it's a plot line between the elves and the dwarves. And we did a lot of content there, and it ended up pretty good. Great stream. We actually hit a goal. So we got the 61 goals hit out of 70. Despite the fact we don't even know what the reward is at 70s yet, 70 milestone. We haven't talked about it yet. People are still being supported, which is awesome. Okay? Then, on the late stream, all right, it was very fun because it was solo smart guys, or as you would probably call it from now on, smart guy, because I'm doing the show by myself. I kicked PPP off the show because I've had enough of his toxic bullshit. So because of that, I did it solo. It lasted about 2.5 hours, and we had a good open discussion about the future of the show, the fact that several people are contacting me about being a possible host of the show moving forward, including Ethan, Ralph, and others. Okay, but there's been like multiple people contacting me, and the fact that I may be looking for a co-host moving forward, or I might just.
The fact he coughed and he went up to the microphone like that, that's just fucking, I hate that. That's why I'm speaking very softly so it doesn't kill your ears. I hate when people shit do that. I hate that so bad because that's so fucking annoying. And it's obviously you're trying to drive a nail. But it's like, again, if you truly claim you're as positive as you say you are, that you're not affected by this, why did you do the cough thing? Why didn't you just say, hey, look, there's people like Ethan, Ralph, and they want our YouTuber, or say like Review Tech, they want to come on, they want to do the wrestling show with me, and I'm not sure yet if I want to kind of judge you, the audience, and see how your reaction to it, see how you feel about it. That's why I'm name dropping them. So what I might do is have a couple demos tonight, or I have them come on and they kind of battle it out and see if they would be a good fit for the show. If he did something like that, that would be great. But no, he's being very petty. You can tell he's being very petty. Like, over the top petty. And I got some stuff, because the DMs have been leaked. I have not read them yet, but the DMs have been leaked of the things they said between each other. But I have an overall view that I want to read, that I'm also going to try to remember to post here at this timestamp. It goes, the overall takeaway, I'm reading from my phone, the overall takeaway of the DMs between DSP and the King of Casino. DSP views himself as a misunderstood victim, constantly persecuted by detractors despite believing he has improved over the years. That's no real improvement. He's been the same person. The only difference is he's not running around threatening to murder everybody over a video game. That's the only difference. He has a deep financial dependence on his audience, frequently emphasizing the consequences of missing a single day of streaming. See, the thing is, he from what I understand from some other, like the live stream he brought up, which was the Truth Seekers, PPP went on there and said that he has a bunch of exotic animals that he has to take care of that he went out and got. So he's obviously clearly spending a fuck ton of money doing that. Not only that, he's a heavy drinker allegedly, and he also allegedly spends thousands and thousands of dollars on a video game, a mobile video game at that. WWE, I forget what it's called. But anyways, to get back to it, he fosters a combative, almost warlike mentality with his audience, discussing plans to quote-unquote expose detractors and retaliate against their actions. Things like that is incredibly fucking stupid. Here's the thing, I don't mind joking and making jokes and setting up stupid plans, because it's all jokes, it's all fun. There's no actually trying to destroy people's careers, but DSP doesn't work that way. He's always got this mentality of having to hurt one another, right? And it's kind of fucked up while saying at the same time that he's some kind of Mr. Rogers. That's pretty ridiculous in my opinion, if you ask me. His relationship with PPB Ashton is very opportunistic. It was built on a shared goal of dunking on detractors rather than building a genuine friendship. If that's completely true, then that's horrible. My friendship was a lot of like the YouTubers like 8-Bit Eric, and I know I'm name dropping and Eric doesn't like it when I do that, but I bring him up like Pirate Canvas and Viewers, the Destructors, not because I'm looking to get clout off of them, because I technically did. It's because I want a genuine friendship with them, a genuine connection that we just talk. We don't worry about when we're going to do the next show and this and that and the other. We have a legitimate conversation. We have a fun conversation. Like me and RJ, we talk almost on a daily basis. Not because we're trying to get clout off of each other. It's because we legitimately enjoy and we have fun fucking conversations. We have fun time. We have a great time. So, to be honest with you, it's kind of stupid that that's how DSP was with Ashton the same way around. Despite claiming to ignore detractors, he is obsessed with them, often discussing their viewership numbers and the money they make. I apologize. It's been a busy day. I'm recording this at 5 in the morning, so I've had a very, very, really busy day when I'm recording this. Again, that speaks for itself right there. Literally being obsessed with people is disturbing. His paranoia about external threats leads to trust issues, particularly with potential collaborators, for example, Mutahar ghosting him. Well, again, because for example, if Mutahar doesn't want to work with you, Mutahar doesn't want to work with you. That is what it is there. I mean, honestly, what do you want the guy to do? I hate that kind of mentality. So that's just a few pointers from like the DMs. So now we go back and we watch the next clip. You'll see that it's even more unhinged.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Snort, snort, snort. Kogan. Snort, snort. You got the drip. Go.
He says, recently Keemstar says anyone who's on the internet is fair game for negative and positive comments. With only you deciding to bring cat on your streams and people criticizing, do you blame yourself or not? And what are you saying? There is a difference between comments on someone or attacks on someone. You get it? You see the difference? You can make a comment and you can be respectful, or you can be completely disrespectful. It's a matter of respect is my issue. The issue is not the comment. The issue is the respect. And there's absolutely no reason to just blatantly disrespect someone out of nowhere who hasn't disrespected you or in some way affected you in a negative way. Now, some people do that stuff to get a rise, and some people do that stuff to get attention, and some people do that stuff to try to content farm, but I'm not cool with that. You know, if you take a look at the people who I've, criticized or taken jabs at over the years, usually, not always, usually it's someone who's either done something to me first or who I feel is actually doing something harmful. okay? Sure, Mr. Beast has never done anything negative to me, but I genuinely feel that the kind of content that he makes is predatory towards children. I feel that's harmful to society as a whole, and I should call that out.
Again, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I agree with his first point that just because you have a chance to comment negatively about somebody's family doesn't mean you should. For example, I don't blame Jeffrey Dahmer's father and mother for his actions. His actions are his actions alone. Yes, did he grow up in an abusive household? Yes, did he grow up in a dysfunctional household? Yes, those are all big yeses. And while they may have some role in how he grew up, he still chose to murder those people. He still chose to be a murderous cannibal. Jeffrey Dahmer made the choice to be a monster. Therefore, he alone should have faced the punishment, not the family to go with it. So that's why I say that it's unfair to condemn somebody's family just because the one individual in that family turned out to be a monster. I don't agree with guilt by association. Just because Donald Trump and Bill Gates and what's his name? Well, who else is in what's his name? It was one of the presidents. I don't remember what it was. Either way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that those people were on the flight logs. It doesn't mean they necessarily went to his island. Just because they happened to be on one of his private planes doesn't mean that they were raping women. And I know, again, the monetization. So that's why you should check out the Patreon and make sure you tip me. And don't forget to check out my merch store, too. Shameless plug aside. The point is that just because they were on those flight logs doesn't mean that they necessarily went to the island or that they really did anything to anybody. The guilt by association is not a good way to handle any kind of a situation. But it's not just guilt by association, too. It's the fact that they're dragging people into a situation. It'd be like, for example, if I dragged Review Tech's daughter into our beef and talked all kinds of smack about her and called her all kinds of horrible names. That would be horrible. That would demonstrate that I'm a terrible person and that people should not listen to me then. So, and honestly, I would never do that. I don't care how bad he screws me over or how much shit he talks about me. I will never drag his daughter through the mud. She doesn't deserve that. She's not a public figure. She's a private individual. Yes, I know Review Tech has used her as a human shield, but I'm still not going to attack her. That is wrong. That is inconsiderate behavior, and you should quit it if you're doing it. If you're acting like that, you should quit it. That's wrong, and you know it. So, anyways, to kind of get back to it. So, I agree with Keemstar in a sense that if you make your family members public and they get on the live stream, like for example when Ravens Dolphin, there we go, get the name right, brought his sister, remember it's sister, AJ, brought his sister to explain his behavior, why he sent a dick pic to who he believed was a 16-year-old girl, and had her sitting there blabbering on while she was extremely drunk about how she was going to fix the problem and everything. I'm like, at that moment, well, she deserves to be made fun of because she's involving herself in the drama at that point in a very stupidly handled manner. So in that particular case, it makes sense to make fun of her. But in any other circumstances, if she was behind the scenes trying to get everything handled, then she doesn't deserve to be made fun of. But she publicly went on camera drunk and made stupid comments and almost got this man fucking killed at this point. But that's the total point of everything I'm saying is that it's wrong to drag somebody's family in and to condemn them with guilt by association, even though they've done nothing wrong. At that point, I agree with DSP. I think PPP was in the wrong for dragging his wife to the mud when she has done nothing wrong that we know of. Anyhow, let's continue the clip.
The right to do that, you see? usually I'm not just going to go out of my way to target someone who I've never heard of and have no problems with and just start being negative and toxic, right? So that's what I mean. Sure, if you're on the internet in any public capacity, all right, you're putting yourself out there, right? People can see, people can comment. But the difference is there's a comment and then there's an attack and then there's just being ridiculously disrespectful and unfair for the sake of your personal gain. And that's what I'm not okay with. Does that make sense? I hope so. I got the drip, go. I got the drip.
I think that's pretty reasonable. And like you guys heard his side of the story, pretty much little PPP was horrible to his family, his wife specifically. He asked him not to do it. He asked him over and over again to please stop, please stop. He refused, so he said, fuck it, I'm firing you. I don't need to work with you anymore. Which, assuming that's the whole truth, I'm fully on DSP's side so far. But we haven't heard Kino Casino's side yet. So let me go ahead and play this clip after I take another swig of my Pepsi. Swig for the common man, as Stone Cold would put it. We're going to watch the next clip, and we're going to hear their side of the story.
Phil,
We'll watch the
do
video.
this show.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Snort, snort, snort. Oh, yeah. Snort, snort. I got the drip. Go.
And we are calling for TPD. You heard about Kill Bill. Time to kill Phil. We grilled him, and now
There we
we're
go.
gonna spit roast this
My mic was-
motherfucking pig.
Fuck that piece of shit. No. What an ass.
He's a bum.
Do you know
He's
how
an
hard?
ungrateful beggar bum.
Do you know how hard it was for me to hold it in? Every time he's in chat, hey, and I thought we were being obvious. Eh?
Yeah.
I thought we were being like as obvious as possible.
No, I mean we were like literally trying to get rid of him.
Fuck.
It's like when you like throw it. What's that scene where they throw the rocks at the dog at Old Yeller to make him go away?
Yes.
Or some shit like this. It's like, go. We don't want you here,
Bro.
You fucking son. It's outright insulting him to his face. Oh, he just couldn't get the memo. He just couldn't get the message
And there's a big
that we didn't
story
want
behind it.
anything to do with this boring fucking ass. But it was beyond how boring he was.
So, that, in my opinion, gives credence already to DSP being right, because I'm like, if he was so boring, he was so horrible, and this and that and the other, why the hell did you work with him to begin with? That's the thing that doesn't make sense to me, is the fact that you worked with him from the start. If he was truly that horrible, why? That's my question. Why did you work with him? What purpose did that serve? And there's a good chance they might answer this question, because I've watched, as you saw, I watched a good bit of it. I believe they answered my question, but I want you, the audience members, to remember that question I just said. And in case you forgot it, I'll lay it out one more time. If DSP was so horrible and so boring, why did you work with him? Remember that as we continue watching this clip.
Worthless he was,
beyond that.
the lack of content, the lack of gratitude, how draining he was, how negative it was. It was that Phil's gay. He's gay. He was gay for Andy Worski.
He kept
This
asking
guy
to
was
see my body.
He kept begging to look and touch Worski's underwear. This guy
Oh, that's
privately, he was trying to slip his
Let's see
hands
those
down Andy's
abs.
pants.
The gaming.
You know,
Oh my
he
God,
said, he
homemade.
goes like, let me see your shredded body. To you, Andy.
And I went, no. I was like, no, that's weird. That's uncomfortable. That's awkward. But
You
why?
know, like, it's like, why
I'm
is
like,
he saying this?
we're in a business meeting.
He was drunk as fuck.
Someone call-
Let's be real. This was some Brian Dunn fucking behavior.
Someone call
with the
HR.
Pilsner.
Like,
Someone call HR. He was sexually harassing you in the workplace, Worski. He wanted to feel your shredded body.
oh my.
Oh,
Kev,
man.
can I just say this? I saw this.
Remember when he got on that voice call and he started asking to see your underwear?
Did he? Okay, I should have just played along.
Remember when he got on the voice call and
Yeah,
asked to
you
see your
suck my
underwear?
cock.
He's begging to see your outlines.
No,
By the way, dude, he streams.
That's fucking disturbing. If that is true and that's in the DMs,
Oh my God.
just
Oh my God.
you just need to fire him.
Oh my God! Fire!
Oh God. God, that's horrifying. And that's really what he did. That's horrifying. That is horrifying. And that's how he acted like. That's horrifying, to say the least. Oh my God, just, wow.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Ooh, just, I need to
Stop fucking around!
continue playing the clip. Oh my God.
And subs!
Let's go.
59 Politburo for 5 subs! We're barely even exaggerating, though. There would always be this, like, flirtatious gay element to Phil's behavior with Andy, where it was like, this is strange.
Well,
this isn't normal.
I gotta say one thing. I finally like heard about and saw a little bit of the thing where he goes, "I'm his gaming soulmate," right? Okay, let me.
What the hell?
How did it feel?
What in the hell?
DSP. Everyone
Gaming soulmate.
like Final Fantasy 6.
That's fucking weird. That's all I'm gonna say. That's fucking weird. And if I understand, the clip is on Snor Rogan's channel. So that's fucking weird. Is all I'm gonna say to that one.
Everyone likes Zelda Ocarina of Time. This is not like like obscure, like
These weren't
hidden
deep
gem.
cuts. You know what I mean? This isn't even like Earthbound level. This is like entry level everybody had for their Nintendo. Fucking Legend of Zelda Link to the Past.
To the past, yeah, and like other things, and he kept saying things like that and wanting to play games with me. And I kept like, so after every show, I'll be like texting Ash. He's DMing me. What do I say? I want to not respond, and we're just like, we'd have meetings on how to DM him back because like, hey, fucking Ashton's like fucking Discord messaging me during the show. DM'd me 4 times during the show. I'm like, could you tell him to shut the fuck up? We're doing a show. Meanwhile, the fucking previous three days earlier, there's this huge opportunity, everyone. LOL Cow Live. Fucking
You were like, Ashton, help me. He's asking me to kiss him in Amsterdam.
That was a little gay.
No, that's when Phil invited Andy to go to Amsterdam with him because he wanted to kiss him at the fucking hotel in Amsterdam.
Listen.
Oh my God.
Oh my God!
What makes it so bad is that the man is married. He has a wife. Why? Just assuming that is 100% true, what the fuck, DSP? What the fuck? That is horrifying. That is absolutely horrifying. That is a level of insanity that I don't even know where to begin. Why would you want... Oh my God. Just... Oh my God in heaven, on earth. That is horrifying. Why would you want... Like, I don't understand why you would even remotely want to do that. When you're married, you are married to your wife who you say you love. You spent like what? The past, like, at least decade with her? Are you telling me that she's not worth kissing anymore? Or are you just, like, are you hiding? Either he is hiding something, or Kino Casino's just making all this shit up. And if they're making it up, then fuck Kino Casino. I don't support them for that. But assuming that they are telling the truth, what little I've learned about the DM since then, there's a possibility they've told the whole truth about it, at least to some extent. That's horrifying. Just, oh. Well, I support gay people. I'm a part of the asexual community. I'm a demisexual, in case you're wondering. I have a trans sister. Some of my best friends are gay, and a few of my female best friends are bisexual. Hell, my ex was bisexual, or still is bisexual to my knowledge. Last time I spoke to him, that was like 4 or 5 years ago. You know, that's the point. The point being here is that I support the LGBTQ plus community. I completely support it. you are always welcomed here at Horror House Media, DenofTimbs, whichever one you want to call me. But the thing about it is that is not okay. To sexually harass your coworker is not okay. And I've already told my story on Local Cloud Chasers. Shameless plug coming up. Go check out the episode number 9. Becky has a savage meltdown going to fat camp. I talk about it there because that was truly one of the. And truly, that story used to haunt my nightmares, but now it is what it is. So being a victim of sexual violence, this is fucking disturbing to me. And again, if this is completely true, DSP is a fucking predator, allegedly, and needs to be put in jail, allegedly. Anyways, let's continue. Oh, clap, by the way. No coke clap for anybody. Here you go, one more time. There you go, have some coke clap.
I don't even want to talk about that homosexuality. It makes me angry.
But he wouldn't come meet me in Florida. I'm like, fuck, I look like his. I guess that's why he didn't want to fuck me, is because I look kind of like his wife.
You tell him the Florida story because you said it on Steve's, but
no, I seriously, guys, you won't even believe this because I genuinely feel bad for Phil.
Me too.
When I learned this guy, he never leaves his home.
Sad.
He can't. It's sad. You know what I mean? The guy is a total shut-in. Hasn't been on a vacation or a trip in a decade. Couldn't have a honeymoon with his wife. I felt bad for him, and also I was like, you know what? I want to meet Phil. I want to know what Phil's about. I want to have some comradeship, some brotherhood with Phil. Take our friendship to the next level. Not the way that Phil did, like the gay way that. But I'm like, you know what, Phil? I said to Phil, so here's the idea. And you can tell just like how much thought I put into this of something that Phil would like to do that's like his special interest, which is Hulk Hogan. Whoa. So for those of you who don't know, Hulk Hogan has a store in Tampa Bay, like a memorabilia store, a t-shirt shop, all sorts of stuff from his past. It's kind of like a Hogan museum. And there's also in Tampa Bay a Hulk Hogan bar that Hogan is there every like Monday for karaoke, and he was having a Super Bowl party at his bar, which is called Hogan's Hangout.
Buddy, that's incredible if you're a fan.
He was going to show up, and there are going to be other wrestlers there and stuff like this. So I say to Phil, hey, man, what if I pay for your flight to bring you out to Florida and we can hang out? So Phil's objection is, well, you know, I can't leave my wife at home. So I say, Phil, how about I pay for your wife to come? You guys can hang out at the beach for a couple days.
What a mensch.
We'll meet up at the bar. We'll do the Super Bowl party. Maybe we'll do a video at the bar, just like as like an excuse that it's a business trip or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you can go back home, you know. So here's like the honeymoon he never was able to have. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna make content. All this sort of thing. You know what he says to me? He goes.
So I want to pause there real quick. Assuming that's all true. That is fucking amazing. That is a legitimate sign of a great friend right there. Now I'm kind of leaning towards Kino Casino because the thing is, that is a great friendship. Then you are willing to go out of your way to pay salad because a fucking trip from Washington to Florida has got to be at least $1,500, if not more. From like Seattle, Washington to Miami, Florida, it's gonna be what, like $1,500, if not more. And then you're willing to pay $1,000 more to get a hotel room for a multi-day stay, a Super Bowl party at Hulk Hogan's bar. The guy he says that his all-time favorite wrestler is, to get a special autographed T-shirt from him as well. Like, dude, I would kill for that kind of fucking friendship. Now, I've got some amazing friends, don't get me wrong. I got some amazing fucking friends that they have done a lot for me over the years. Now, without them, I wouldn't be where I am today. But that's the kind of friendship you don't say no, you say yes and when. When, how, and where. Like, what do I need to do, boss? Like, that's what you should have done. And that was a great objection to say, hey, well, I can't just leave my wife here. That's not fair. Well, hey, how about I pay for your wife to come with me, come with us as well? And we make a little video, we make fun of the detractors, and we make a fuck ton of money off of it while we run it off as a business trip. I'm like, again, to me, if my boss All-Star offered that to me, in a fucking heartbeat, I would drop everything I'm doing and going down there with him to go fucking celebrate. In a fucking heartbeat. You wouldn't even need to ask me twice. I'd be telling Mom, hey, help me pack my bag. I'm flying to Florida. I'm going to go celebrate. Fucking damn. But get ready for this. This is the part where it makes me lean towards King of Casino being the right. But get ready for this one.
Well, that wouldn't be fair to my cat because my cat would be alone.
Get a cat
And so
sitter. Give your parents.
Okay, Phil, how about I pay for the top cat sitting service you can find? I'll pay for all of it. I'll pay for you to come. I'll pay for your wife to come. I'll pay for sitters for your pets. I'll do it. I was dead fucking serious. I was going to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on this.
$4K minimum.
Well, more.
Minimum.
It was probably going to be at least $5,000-$6,000 to do all of this.
Holy Jesus.
It'd be really fun. No, it would traumatize my cat to leave him with anybody else. There's no possible way I could do this, man. And what it is it's fear. He's afraid of leaving his own home.
Wow. Like I said on his members, that's
Oh my God!
well, man, what a, assuming it is true, he is a
Dumbass. You're a dumbass. You're great.
grade A dumbass.
He's afraid of doing anything. He's just a massive fucking pussy. Shut in hermit little bitch because he's scared some troll will find him and confront him and what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? It's like, Phil, stop being such a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
But this is the crazy shit that Phil, this is the mentality of Phil. And it's
Bringing up that paranoia that we were reading about earlier that was allegedly in the DMs. That paranoia. That's what I'm saying. There's confirmation to believe that Kino Casino is telling the truth of this matter, which means, again, in my opinion, I think Phil is a fucking predator because only predators act like that towards their colleagues. I mean, you know I'm not wrong.
wild shit.
Yeah.
It really is wild shit.
Well, here's where I was fucking super annoyed, and it's a very similar story. So, we thought, people were asking me yesterday, hey, so what was the end game? Be serious. End game was simple. We knew he was like a bit of an idiot and, detractor.
Well, you ever see Howard Stern, how he had a whack pack?
It was like Opie and Anthony with fucking Bobo. It was like that idea. So the idea was get him close so we could have some funny shit. So we thought of shit like lie detector test. Like ghost hunting. And then during that, we'd felt him while we were filming. Be fun. Every idea that we had, we were shot down. Then the easiest idea, instead of flying somewhere, was Lol Cow Live. Imagine Q Casino, Lol Cow, and Phil would be a massive show. He literally in the group chat started yelling at all of us. You guys, it's my day off. First of all,
how dare you bother me on my day
how
off?
about you respond?
Oh my God, that is so fucking rude. And again, so the answer to the question, clearly they wanted someone they can make content off of. The opportunistic, again, that was brought up in the DMs. So clearly there was some, both of them were looking to bank off of each other's clout. That's what it was. So that explains that. However, that is completely fucking rude to just attack somebody because it's your day off. If it's your day off, you just say, hey, you pick up your phone, you text them back, you say, hey, buddy, it's my day off. Or just say, yeah, sure, I'll look at something I do on a regular basis, like, yeah, let's talk about it later. I'm busy right now. Or, like, hey, I'm doing this right now. I'll call you later and we'll talk about it. Boop, there you go. That's all you have to do, DSP. Just say, I'll talk to you later about it. But no, instead, you were rude, psychotic, and you're a prick. It's the same thing that you did to JKB a year prior. So, again, Kino Casino being more in the right now. Like, as it goes along, Kino Casino seems to just fucking... I'm really leaning towards them right now, but maybe they might say something that will change my mind. Maybe they might say something that will make me go, you know what? They're in the wrong. DSP is totally right. We We'll see though. Let's continue the clip.
Moral then, you F-slur, you fucking retard.
Well, why is it such a big deal to receive a simple DM? Like, so listen, if one of your friends or family or a business associate texts you on your day off, do you lose your fucking mind?
No, he's losing
How
his
dare
mind.
you text me on my day off? Wouldn't you just not reply?
Yeah.
And then get back to them at a later point? But instead it was like this whole, how fucking dare you come out, it's my day off.
That's when I was like done with him.
You're
like,
pestering me.
Mentally, I was like, that's like when I was like, I was done. And then you were like, listen, I'll do a show with him and I'll felt him on the show and then we'll make something happen that way. I was like, cool, I'm staying out of it. I'm like,
you come to me on my day off and you don't even ask back to do content with me.
So I'm pissed. I text Ashton. I'm like, this guy's a piece of shit. Fuck him. Then on my day off, which by the way wasn't even a day off, I was editing for the show for the next day. He's fucking messaging me like all his ideas that all suck, by the way.
Yes.
Then I don't respond. I'm like, I'm not responding to him. Fuck him. What does he do? The next day, like while we're live, he's putting business fucking like private shit in our chat. I'm like, and then putting pressure on us to respond. Like,
do you remember? Go ahead, but I'll say
that's it for that.
Do you remember when this guy asked us not to stream in his time slot?
Yeah, guys, we'll go over
this guy actually demanded that we schedule our shows around his shows and that we direct our audience to his show. This is what he actually thought, and it's like, but Phil, we have like 2,000-3,000 live viewers. You have 200-300 live viewers. You know, we're kind of doing you a favor, bringing you on, promoting you in the first place, and you want us to inconvenience ourselves and our audience and say we won't do shows in the time slot from like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. to midnight. Well, that's when we stream, Phil. But what he wanted us to do is for his political show, for us to siphon all of our viewers because we have.
Wow.
That's what he wanted us to do, is give all of our viewers and all of our money. And he would come in here and be like, guys, remember my show is next week or tomorrow at this time. Don't tune into the casino or don't stream, guys, because I need your support. And it just started to get, it's like, so you take and you take and you.
I'm on the positive. So now that you explain that. Here's the thing, as somebody who's done business with quite a few YouTubers, from Nuisance Max, also known as CJ in the world of gaming, 16-year-old YouTuber, phenomenal YouTuber, go subscribe to his channel, RJ from Game News USA, Pirate Canvas, 8-Bit Eric, let's see here, Destructor, let's see, there's quite a few YouTubers, streamer Stan T, that was another one I've done business with. I've worked with a lot of YouTubers. I've worked with a lot of streamers. I've worked with a lot of people. Not fucking once have I ever been that level of fucking rude or stupid. There was one time I accidentally promoted and I got made fun of, but that was a mistake. Mistakes happen, whatever, right? Who cares? It was funny anyhow. But the thing about it is the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter if it's your day off or not, you are respectful to the people you work with, especially considering they're giving you clout. Not only are they giving you clout, they're giving you fuck tons of money. Fuck tons. The money you claim you need, they were giving to you. Hand over fucking fist. And that's how you repay them? Like, that's how you repay them? That's fucking bullshit. That is horrible, unbelievably disgusting behavior, and you are a
Dumbass. You're a dumbass. You're great.
for acting like that. Fuck you, DSP. No wonder why no one wants to work with you. I wouldn't want to work with you. Fuck that. If someone was acting like that towards me, fuck that shit. Oops, my bad. I'm throwing 2 fingers up in the air and I'm walking off. Fuck that shit. Anyhow, let's continue.
You take and you ask and you ask and you ask. But when it comes time for you to like do a crossover with us and Keemstar, when we ask you to do something that mildly inconveniences you, no. What's in it for me? You know, it's like I see how you guys would benefit from me coming on the show to roast Rich of Review Tech USA, and I see how Keem would benefit, but how would I benefit?
Viewer,
well, I don't
how
know.
do you think you would benefit, DSP?
Watching you,
I mean, seriously.
See you in a new light as somebody that's having fun and dropped your grudge with Keemstar and, you know, is doing interesting stuff now, and they might come watch your stuff. It's like, what's in it for me?
Ash,
It's just crazy.
and then fucking yesterday, I see one of his tweets. Someone, a detractor, like showed me a screenshot. He was saying, "Why do I have to pay Ashton half if I have to pay taxes? You expense it on your fucking taxes. You
The guy
fucking
doesn't. The guy didn't even know. The guy didn't even know how to do his fucking taxes. But
Good
honestly, it was his
fucking
suggestion. He's
lord.
like, I'll pay all the taxes on it. Don't worry, bro. I'll
You
eat
still have
that.
to pay the income because you're fucking
Well, yeah,
bank
I
season.
still have
CRA
to pay
season.
tax on it anyway.
Buddy,
But
there was that.
was his idea that he was going to pay all the tax on it off the start. So it's like, okay, so now you insisted on that, but now it's a bad thing, and I scammed you somehow. Like, I don't know. This
After
is how
you
it
do the
works for
shows?
everybody that does shows that pay guests or have co-hosts.
Yeah, I
Like,
always expense whatever we send anyone else. And then, by the way, here's why I was like, fucking, this is when I was like, this guy needs to fuck off out of our lives, was when we did the gaming stream. We did the climbing game, remember?
yeah. Chain
Fucking
together.
9 p.m. Like Cinderella, king, I gotta go. May you stay so we can do another hour? No, after, by the way, we were on his show. He made him thousands.
Oh, yeah.
And then he stays in chat for 4 hours.
That's the crazy thing. He'll be like, I gotta go, guys. I gotta go spend time with my wife or whatever. And then he'll be in the chat for 5 or 6 hours straight after that. But it's crazy to me. It's like, okay, so you have this opportunity. You're in front of a new audience. And it was rattling from the start, this stuff. We do the Review Tech USA thing.
Yes.
The guy has to fucking, oh, guys, I have to leave.
Yes.
But Phil, there's like 4 or 5,000 people watching this.
Yeah, there was about 5,000 people on YouTube. I was one of them that was watching it on YouTube, and it was fucking hysterical. I thought he was great doing what he did. Like, his commentary was fucking great. Kino Casino was absolutely ripping Rich a new one, and June the King's documentary fucking completely exposed Rich for who he is. Completely exposed him. So the thing... And he claims it's all misinformation and it's been debunked, even though he refuses to show any evidence. So fuck off, RTU. Anyhow, that being aside, that's fucking stupid. If you got 5,000 fucking people watching you donate, stay for another hour. What is another hour gonna be? Like, that's more money that could be in your and your wife's pocket that you could use to get her something nice, considering she works part-time at fucking Best Buy. You could do something nice for her with that money. What a fucking idiot.
What do you mean you have to stop streaming? Like,
It was the Ralph
you know,
thing,
make hay
remember?
when the sun shines. Yes, with the Ralph content too. We brought him on. We're
spit
doing
on
the
us.
lore of Ralph with it. It's like, I gotta go now, guys. It's like, well, we have a lot more content, Phil. Like,
Ashton spent literally like 8 hours the previous day going through the Kiwi farms, looking for all the best clips, setting up the whole lore shit. But the RTU stuff went a little bit too long. And then we're just like, hey, like, we're DMing in the group, can you please stay? Nope. It's like, you made like 3,000 the other day. I wanted to, like, I was like, this guy has to go. Every fucking detractor was right, but we were like, okay, hang on.
yeah, I
Maybe
mean,
we can
from the beginning, it was fucked. Well, it was just like, okay, every single thing that you wanted to do with him on a stream, you had to go over every aspect of it and negotiate, like, okay, so it's going to be using this service. It's going to be on Discord, and it's going to be at this time, right? I don't know if I can do this day. I don't know if I can do this. Like, with everybody else that you ever negotiate with, like a show, you go, hey, can you do this at this time? And they're either like yes or no. But with Phil, it's like pulling teeth. And if I showed the DM...
So, yeah, that's kind of how I am. I'm a yes or no kind of person. I don't like the maybe stuff. I'm like, it's either yes or no, and if it's a yes, when do you want to do it? If it's a no, then I'm cool with that. I'm not going to have a mental breakdown and cry and moan and demand you do something. If you say no to me about working on content together, I'm not going to flip the fuck out and threaten your life or anything like that. I'm just going to go, okay, whatever, and walk off. On with the next person. And if you say yes, then let's figure out a time or day when we can work on the content together. And I'll give you the details and give you some options of what you want to do. And then there you go. We'll move from there. So the fact of the matter is that a lot of you, like you said, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of creators in general, that's how we work. Get ready to hear how DSP works. Just get ready for this one.
You can understand, it's hard to actually explain how agonizing it is to go through the process of trying to book him to do anything. And it's like with any guest, it's like, okay, so let's do this interview with this person. Well, I don't know. Okay, well, here, let me explain to you why it's beneficial. Okay, well, I have this objection to it. Okay, well, let me explain to you why that's wrong. Okay, but what about this? And there would be another objection and another objection, and it would stonewall every single thing to the point where it was a miracle we got anything done with the guy ever at all.
So when we had Mudahar on our show, we had contacts with Mudahar. So we're like, oh, we'll do a gaming stream with Mudahar, whatever, blah, 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 right? I had to explain the entire Mudahar lore for him to like agree. I'm like, Buddha's mainstream normie, relax. And by the way, even if he was like edgy, you're with fucking racial joke people. Like,
I don't know. I like, this is the thing is, it's like, well, we have to background check this person before I'll appear with them. And it's like, why? It was a battle for every single thing. Anything, and I've never encountered anything like this. I had like the patience of fucking Job to tard wrangle this guy, try and bring him in for appearances. But let me tell you, when he came on here and why we stopped bringing him on, you guys know he was just a net negative. He was just a drain. He didn't add anything. He never, had a good take or
crazy.
a funny joke or a one-liner. The guy couldn't even laugh at what's going on. Like, he would just have this sourpuss look on his face, like he wasn't happy to be here, like he was doing everybody else a favor by appearing. And it's like, you have no viewers, you have no fans, nobody likes you. In fact, everybody hates you. And the fact that we're bringing you on, we got so much hate from everybody.
So, just based on that description, is the perfect fitting title for DSP. Perfect fucking fitting, because honestly, that is a dumbass fucking thing to do. Well, we got a background check this guy. What the fuck you mean background check? What do you assume Mudahar's a fucking pedophile? Jesus Christ, mate. That's horrifying. So what you're telling me is you want a federal grade FBI level background check on somebody before you'll do a fucking stream or a YouTube video with them? Seriously? That is like the dumbest thing I can think of. And it's so fucking stupid. I don't even know where to begin on that level of stupidity. Look, I don't fucking background check every single person I work with. I usually trust a lot of people at their word that they're not some horrible fucking predator from outer space that's trying to murder everybody. Do I do a little bit of research? Yeah, I do a little bit of research, but mostly just watching their content and seeing how their social media is to see whether or not if they're compatible with the kind of content I make. Because not everyone that I talk to or work with is compatible with everything I do on my channel. Because I do even though I do a very wide range of things, there's just some stuff that don't jive with them, and it is what it is. And I'm not going to sit here and have a mental breakdown and cry about it. It is what it is. So the fact of the matter is, it's completely retarded that he wants a federal grade background check just to do a video or a live stream with somebody. It's not like, if that person gets exposed, you're not going to be hanged for it, because why would it be your fault? And if the detractors do try to hang you with it, then they're just fucking retarded. Plain and fucking simple. That is all there is to it. But I'm going to let the clip continue playing.
You were right, honestly.
And the people in chat making fun of me. It's like,
we're getting our donators doxxed on the daily. Fucking our editor is having pictures of his kids posted. People are threatening his kids, calling him a pet, like crazy fucking
and then
shit.
We're just like, hey.
I just want to stop that real quick. If that is true, the detractors who are watching this video, if that is true, you posted pictures of them. If they're children and you threaten to murder their children, fuck you. You deserve to be locked behind bars with people like Jeffrey Dahmer and fucking Charles Manson. It's where you fucking belong. Leave the children alone. Fuck nuggets. Well, let's continue.
Hey, you mind if we play the, hey, we have this crazy idea. Why don't we just play fucking Link to the Past on stream? No, that's not views. That's a post show. That's like an after show. Relax. It's not a show.
It's just like, after all we've done, it's like, can you do us any favor? No. What's in it for me? What's in it for me? Like, it's crazy.
Buddy,
it's
and then
crazy shit.
It's on us for every idea. I want to show one quick clip. You probably watched it with Steve yesterday. I woke up. I woke up and Ashton's with Steve. And I see the show and I'm just like, thank you. Like, I almost started crying. Like,
He was so
it's
happy.
like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Won the fucking lottery. I was like, oh my God, yes. I don't
And I'll
pretend
say this
anymore.
because we're not going to go on and on and on about Phil all night long, obviously.
But we do.
If you go back to the Steve interview that I did last night, if you go to the True Seekers channel and check it out, or I think Duty clipped it,
Yeah.
a bunch of detractor channels have clipped it, and you watch that, you can really see me go off and just fucking tear into Phil, crazy fucking rants.
I'm just tired of him.
He's just such a black hole.
You know what's
There's just
crazy?
nothing positive comes from him. He says he's Mr. Positivity. But in fact, there's nothing positive that comes from him, and there's nothing meaningful either. It's all just a meaningless black hole of negativity and boredom for all eternity.
Now we do-
This is the Snortax.
We do have a DSP video from August the
So, again, so there was a thud at my door. That's why I looked over. And I was like, what the hell? But I was like, oh, great, I'm going to get murdered live on camera. But anyways, let me get back to it. The thing about that is, again, I kind of go back to, I don't understand why you worked with him to begin with if he was such a black hole. That's why I suspect that they didn't believe the detractors at all. Didn't believe a single bit of it, or at least they didn't believe the majority of what was said about him. They kind of thought, especially PvP, I bet he really kind of thought, you know what, I don't think he's nearly as bad as they're saying he is. Let me work with him and see what he's like. And then he comes to find out, he's like, oh, well, shit, that was a bad decision. So that's what I think happened there. But let's continue on with the clip.
just released it a few hours ago. So we're going to do that later. Don't worry. It's a 20-minute video.
Let's hit the goal, and let's do this. August the Duck. Phil's trying to say that he's more successful than August the Duck.
Look at my door in case
Getting hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views
outside the door trying to get in.
video. But he, Phil, who can't even crack 1,000 views on his replays, has less than 300 people live on his shows. At certain points now, he's getting less than 200 people live as he streams 6 days a week. He's been here 15 fucking years. Is going to say that he's more successful than this audience. It's just crazy. He's a fucking lunatic. He lives in an alternate reality.
People are screaming in chat for us to do it now. We got so much show. I mean,
we got a lot of show, folks.
Wacky Shucks for 25
subs.
So they're going to go through and they're going to show a whole bunch of subs. So we're going to skip over that. Kind of get to the end of this clip because this really explains it all.
That Kick would have verified him and probably done something for him had he moved all of his stuff to Kick.
Yeah.
But what he decided to do was just do a mirror. So they're not getting the exclusivity of Phil. And so why?
I kind of skipped over a little bit of it, but to explain, Phil basically emailed both of them demanding that they get Kick to monetize him on the platform on Kick. When they don't know the guy who runs it, Eddie, nor do they run the casino that actually runs the platform. And because he also did the mirroring stuff, the double restreaming to YouTube and Kick, Kick, the platform, was hesitant at first on monetizing him. He's monetized now, but they were hesitant at first. And he was demanding that they pay him thousands of dollars off the bat. He was demanding the casino make it to where he makes thousands of dollars off the bat. And this is them explaining that and how bullshit this is.
Even despite all of this, Kick has put Phil on the front page numerous times. They've tried to promote him. They've given him opportunities. But Phil is just like a complete narcissistic, delusional piece of shit that believes that because he sent a mirror, which, by the way, for Phil to learn how to use, what's it called, where you send out Restream. For Phil to figure out how to use Restream, it was like the biggest ordeal in the history
I'll write the tutorial.
World. I think, Andy, you had to teach him how to fucking use Restream, no? Like, you had to explain to him that it was even possible to stream to 2 sites at once.
I got so mad, I just sent him a YouTube video.
About, like, how
I don't blame you on that one.
In order to do this, it's like, after all that I've done, how hard I worked for Kick to not approve me instantly is an insult.
I can
to
find
me
that
and
fucking
my audience.
message. Yeah, I have to scroll up for a minute.
It's like fucking crazy. Well, you're going to be scrolling for a while because the guy sends 10,000 fucking DMs. Oh, man. It's just crazy. It's just crazy the stuff that this guy fucking says. It's exhausting. It's this exhausting, draining process. You know, somebody said, I read this somewhere, probably on Kiwi Farms, might have been on Twitter. But Darkside Phil is Sisyphus, but he's the boulder.
You're right. Like I said, I heard a knock again at the door. I swear to God, somebody's trying to kill me tonight. Maybe it's Darkside Phil. He's showing up in my house to come kill me because I'm not taking his side on this matter. At this point, I'm fully on Kino Casino's side. But I'll explain why at the end of this video. But get into it. First, I'm going to let this part play out because he has a really funny joke about Sisyphus and how the fuck you're supposed to pronounce it. The guy that's stuck forever pushing a boulder up a hill. This is fucking funny. I was laughing my ass off when I first heard this. So I'm going to let it play out, and then I'm going to give my thoughts, and we're going to wrap the video.
He's the boulder in the story of Sisyphus.
I mean, you were like
Sisyphus.
And we're the ones that have to keep pushing it up, and his audience has to keep pushing this boulder day after day up the hill. And then it falls down the other side, and we're right back to where we all fucking started. And we have to push it back. But then it's beyond that, because the boulder in Sisyphus' story was silent because it was a boulder. Phil complains the entire fucking time as you're trying to help him that you're not pushing hard enough or quick enough or giving him enough money while he sits on the fucking boulder that you're pushing to the top of the goddamn hill. It's brutal.
Bro, actually, that was one of the nights. So it was like, I was already sort of pissed off and done with him. And when he said, like, how dare you guys tell me I worked on this whole thing, getting Restream ready to get Kick, and now they won't verify me. He's like, you have to message them. I'm like, bro, just keep working at it. It took us like.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's both sides of the story. Like I said, you can go and finish watching the whole clip if you want to. I think that pretty much laid out everything. So, the question that was asked at the beginning of this, what Kino Casino did, was that epic or trash? Well, I kind of spoiled it earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and say it now. That was an epic move. Here's why. It's done three things now. One is expose Darkside Phil for the awful fucking behavior. Like, it's now fully exposed. There's no hiding it anymore. Two is now giving a lot of other YouTubers who would have wanted to work with Darkside Phil a second thought now about working with him, because what if they get sexually harassed? What if they get fucking targeted and attacked with emails and text messages, even though they've done nothing wrong, about a platform that may or may not monetize them? And then the final thing it did was that it proved the detractors right, that they were right about how Phil acts and what Phil does. So, again, it was an epic decision by them to expose him, not snake him, expose him. Because at the end of the day, they didn't snake him, they exposed him. Because he didn't give them a choice. They had no choice. It was either they did that or fuck themselves over. So, to them I say, congratulations, you did a great thing by helping the rest of us out. And with that, I think it's time for me to head on out and edit this video for you guys and make sure the Darkside Phil over there doesn't kill me. So until next time, make sure you subscribe to my channel, donate to my channel, subscribe to the Patreon, join the server, do all the YouTube stuff you're supposed to do. And until next time, this is AJ Timbs of the DenofTimbs signing out. I'll see you guys later.